How do you feel?
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
I appreciate it. All right.
Yes.
So this is Str8Talk with Malaia B. She is the filmmaker,
Yes.
director,
Yes.
artist,
Yes.
producer,
Yes. Yes.
and starring in her film.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How you feel?
I feel good. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, it is Sunday, by the way, everyone that is going to be tuning into this lovely show. It is Sunday, so, I appreciate her coming through on this beautiful, rainy day. But it is what it is.
We give thanks.
Yes, we do give thanks. All right, so let me just get this open.
Okay.
Real quick. All right.
The technology.
Yeah. So, again, thank you. Welcome to Str8Talk.
Thank you for having me.
This is Str8Talk Lifestyles of the almost famous.
Listen.
She is almost famous. And eventually we'll see how, we know she will get to that point of being famous in due time.
Yes.
We discuss various topics with various artists that have ingenious lifestyles.
Oh,
and again,
like
you do have an ingenious lifestyle.
I do.
And, we truly appreciate you being on the show. So today is our guest again, Malaia B from...
Malaia B, the Bronx.
Please tell them, where you from? The BX, stand up.
The BX, baby. I'm a Bronxite. Yeah, shout out to all my Bronx people.
Absolutely. And she has her own production company, which is Malaia B Productions.
Yes.
Right? And she is, again, a creative artist, business owner. Mm-hmm. Not only that, she's also the actress, as I said, writer, producer, and director of the film
Dead B and Dead B2.
Exactly. They are out now. They are out now. So I want everyone to check them out. We're going to give you all the socials and everything once we're done with the show. So we're going to be discussing her film and her journey into filmmaking. And let's get right to it. And thank you for taking the time on a busy schedule again. I really appreciate it.
Well, listen, you got to do what you got to do.
100%.
But I enjoy, talking with people and, sharing my life experiences. A lot of people as much as I'm in the industry, people always tell me that I don't engage enough on social media. I'm a social person, but I'm also to myself a little bit. Yeah. So, I'm more comfortable in spaces like this where I can speak with someone more so one-on-one, and then people can see it, at a larger platform, so they can kind of get to know me
100%.
Without, being around a bunch of
I know exactly how you feel, because I'm the same way, and I get the same type of feedback from people that's like, oh man, we love your show, we love this, we love that, but why are you not on Instagram or on TikTok and all these other platforms?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And on top of that, I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
It's not something that I in the morning I may flick through and respond or whatever like that. But social media, I'll get there one day. One day.
Yeah. It's tough.
It is tough. But yes, let's go straight to the first question. All right. And that question, I know everybody's going to want to know.
Okay, I'm scared.
Who is Malaia B?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think I've fully figured that out yet.
Really?
Yes.
So,
so the name, I'll tell you where the name came from. So it came from the name Alea.
Okay.
Which is Arabic, and it means virtuous. When I was in college, I was looking for a stage name, alternative names that I didn't want to go by, Megan. I mean, I love my name, but I wanted a stage name, and everyone in my family, their name starts with M. Oh, wow. So it had to have an M. But I was drawn to Alea. Okay. So I just added the M in front of it, and then it became Malaia. Don't ask me where the B came from. It just flowed. It just flowed. So I added the B to it, and in college, that was the start of Malaia B. Now, my Megan, she's very hardworking. She's very determined. She's very friendly. She's generous. She's giving. Malaia is a little bit more fun. Yeah. She's a little bit more out there. And I try to bridge the gap between the two at times. Like I just, told you, I'm social. Right. I'm a people person. Right. But I don't like to be around too many people, right? So I'm trying to figure out what is Malaia's thing? Like, what is her thing? Like, is she going to be out and about, or is she just going to be like more so to herself?
Right.
I'm trying to find that balance, because I do enjoy, my solitude. I enjoy being by
100%.
myself.
I got you.
And when the time calls for me to be social, I can be social. But what I will say, the two of them together, very hardworking, very determined, loving, and just a go-getter. You have to be on this journey in entertainment and media.
100%.
It's not easy. It's not like you can just wake up tomorrow and like you can do something every single day and it's like, okay, in corporate America, you work your way up the ladder, but in entertainment, it doesn't really work like that, right?
It doesn't. You have to be out there in the limelight, unfortunately. And it's, a lot of artists are very introverted.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to being out there, and I'm like that. And sometimes, you put me in the spotlight, yes, I will shine as best as I possibly can, but I'd rather be at home, chilling.
That's me. That's me. Like 8 o'clock, I got my bonnet on, I got a glass of wine, Netflix is on, and my phone is on D&D, and I'm out.
That's it.
I don't care to party. I don't care to do I don't have the energy anymore.
I agree.
But yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out, like who she is and like who she's really gonna be. I wanted that to be, I started it off for her to be like a media personality, right? And to like gain attention of being this person. But I'm like, I don't even know if I should bridge her with Megan or if I should have her be a standalone person. I know it sounds crazy speaking of yourself in third person, but that's how it is, right? Like LL Cool J is different from who he really is.
100%.
Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, Megan Thee Stallion and Snow, what's her name? Tina Snow or whatever her,
everyone has the alternate.
They have their alter ego, right? Yeah. So I want to make sure that they are separate, and people that know Malaia B don't necessarily know Megan.
Right.
But everybody who knows Megan will at least know Malaia B.
I like that.
Yeah.
You better quote that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you to become a filmmaker? And we'll get to the second question after you give me this answer, but and to also make this particular film. But let's start with what inspired you to become a filmmaker.
When I was younger, surprisingly enough, I love to be the center of attention. I would put on my mom's shoes and I would walk. We had a long hallway similar to this in my house, and I would put on her shoes and I would act like I was a model. I would get the remote and act like I was on TV. I was very intrigued by seeing people on TV. Like I wanted to like, how did this person get on TV? Like, how am I sitting here in my living room and I'm watching Little Bow Wow? Like, how did he get to this point? Or I'm watching All That, or I'm watching anything. Yeah. How did those people get there? And I wanted to do that. Right. And I told my mom, like, I want to be an actress. I want to be on TV. And my mom, they put me in modeling and acting when I was around, I want to say like 7 or 8 years old. And I kind of mentioned this before. At my premiere, there was a picture of me it was my headshot when I was like 7 or 8. Oh, so my mom had me, in modeling and acting when I was young. It didn't last really long. Back in those days, there were so many like scams with casting companies and things like that. And I think I never really asked her. She would be good to ask, but I never really asked her like why I stopped. But she did tell me that one time there was a casting call in like another state, and she spoke to the agent and was like, okay, well, if we fly out there, it doesn't necessarily like guarantee her the role, right? She still has to audition. Right. And she was just saying like, it came up where there were different castings in different places. There weren't that much in New York City. Right. And it's just expensive to fly these places, and it's not guaranteeing you anything. Yeah.
It's dedication too.
Right. So the last thing I remember, and I told this story before and I'll share it again, I auditioned for Lion King on Broadway.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I auditioned, and I remember we had to sing the infamous song, "'Cause I just can't wait to be king." So I knew Lion King from back to front. And I remember my mom getting a notebook and like, this is before you could like Google lyrics and print them out, right? Like, so she was pressing play on the VCR, writing the lyrics down, pressing stop. Like, this is how she got the lyrics. And I was like, Mom, I know it. I don't need to study it. Right. She's like, Megan, no, you need to study. You need to. I'm like, no. And she would play, and I was singing. I'm like, see, I know it. Came audition day, I went in there. I think I sang like the first part of the song, and I just kept repeating the chorus, "'Cause I just can't wait." And someone is playing like from a piano.
Right.
There was a lady like, "Okay, I'm gonna start singing with you, and I'm just gonna stop, and you'll continue to go on." And the person was still playing the piano, and I just kept saying the same.
So did you freeze?
I froze up. But in the house, I knew the whole thing.
Yeah.
And my mom wasn't in there with me, right?
Okay.
So I think I also wasn't like mentally prepared. I'm thinking my mom's going to be there. That's my comfort zone. I'll feel more comfortable because, you know, she's there. But when we got there, they was like, no, she's in here with us. And that's it. They closed the door. There was like a glass window, but they had shades to close it, to cover it. So like even if she was in the hallway, she still couldn't see.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all right.
Okay. She couldn't see, so I just froze.
Yeah.
I just froze. But after I had stopped that, going through school and things like that, I still was interested in it, but I didn't know what avenue to take after high school. Like, how am I going to get to this point? So I was going to school for forensic science. And then I was like, but this is not really what I want to do. I want to do communications and media. And I just changed my major to communications. I started working at Verizon, and I remember telling one of my coworkers one day, like, we were just talking like about like, you know, what do you want to do outside of this? Because this is not our career, right? Like selling cell phones and plans and things like that. Like, I don't want to do this forever. And I remember saying to him, like, you know, I want to be an actress and a filmmaker. And he was like, why don't you?
Right.
And it
100%.
was that moment. I was like, he's right. Like, why am I saying I want to do it and I'm not doing it?
Just do it.
And I was like, you know, I want to write. He was like, buy a notebook and write. And there was a Staples right across the street from my job. That day I bought a notebook, started writing, and it's just, now I'm here. So initially I told myself, you can't just think that you're going to go through life and something is just going to be given to you. Or like one day you'll wake up and someone will say, hey, Megan, do you want to be an actress? You know, so I was like, I got to put my own stuff out there. And then that's how I started writing this particular project.
And this project took some time? Or?
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because a lot of people think that writers, screenwriters, it's just done. Like, no. Are you crazy? It's never like, these people probably have been sitting there writing this stuff for 10, 20 years, you know? And it just so happened and they re-edit, and then, and add and remove and, you know, put different pages to the script, but some people just think it's just, oh, you just wrote it real quick and just put it out. No, it's not like that. It's not an overnight thing. Some there might be some people that can do it. I'm sure they can do it. I'm not one of them. But,
me neither.
You know, it's not an easy task. You know what I mean? And it's also, like, again, back to dedication. You put that time into knowing exactly from a child to now. You know, to figure out this is the role and the position you want to be in, you know, and fortunately you had someone that pushed you in that direction. Yeah. And here you are, you know. Yeah. Now we can talk about that film. So now, the second part to that question is, what made you make this particular film? We're going to dive right into that.
Yes. Okay. So when I know I wanted a drama. I know I wanted to write drama. I love drama. I love action. I want to be a action actress. Like, I want to fight. I want to shoot. I want to people.
Well, you really want to be an actor, like an action star,
like Columbiana, Tomb Raider, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like, that's what I want to do.
Oh, you want to get down? Okay, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. I want to do that, and I feel like I don't see a lot of Black actresses in action.
Not many. No.
Drama, yes. Yeah. But action, no. So, I mean, Wakanda, you know, the Woman King, they did their thing in that, right? They did. And a lot of, like, physical training, I want that. Like, I want to push my limits to, like, carry spears and heavy things and fight. Like, I don't know, I just...
So you want to be the Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Parachute from tall buildings and bikes and stuff.
You know that stunt that he did. When he rode the bike off of a cliff. I watched that thing. He did it like 6 times.
Yeah, he's nuts.
That I'm not doing. That you're gonna have to edit. That I'm not doing. I'll fight and do some prop stuff, but I'm not jumping off.
That's the white people shit.
I call those things like white extreme sports sometimes. Because they really have the heart. I couldn't do it. But much power to Tom Cruise. But I'm into drama, I'm into action. Yeah. So when I wrote this originally, I told people before that like Maya, the main character who was me, she was like down and destitute. She was like on welfare. She was borderline homeless, just the works.
Right.
And it didn't seem that authentic to what I knew personally.
Right.
So of course, there's women out there that are in that type of situation, but I know people that have, deadbeat baby daddies.
We all know.
And they are doing pretty well for themselves, right? It's just the fact of the father not feeling like he needs to step up or take certain responsibilities for, with certain things. So I, revised it, right? That rewriting process. So I rewrote the script and I wrote her, she had an office job in Manhattan. She worked for an ad agency. She had a car. She had an apartment. It's just, he just wasn't doing his part. Like, I need you to pick her up from school. I can't do that. Listen, I need you to give me some money for certain things. Well, I'm not paying for that. Yeah. Listen, she was calling you for this and that. Well, why you couldn't do it? It's, I hear more about those types of stories than I gotta go get food stamps or I gotta go into a shelter. You know? So I wanted to write what was more authentic to me based off of things that I knew about other people and things that I've seen on social media that seem more realistic.
I mean, and not to cut you off, again, like you said, you know people that experience that stuff. So you firsthand can say, all right, not saying you experienced it yourself, but you may have some close people. I have close people that I've experienced. Shit, my father was a deadbeat.
Oh,
you know
man.
what I mean? So I completely understand.
Yeah.
So, writing something, most people that write great films or great books or, a great song.
Right.
They experienced it.
Right.
They lived through it. And
right.
I always tell, I think Mary J. Blige is probably my greatest example of a person that has been through something when she wrote My Life, which to me is her favorite album, my favorite album.
Okay.
But that album, like from start to finish, is like, yo, Mary, you really was going through it. You know what I mean? So you can see when people go through certain situations, their best comes out. Yeah. And I honestly can tell you, even though you said this took some time, this is a very good film.
Thank you.
It really is a good film.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah, it's dope. And trust me, once you all see it, you're gonna understand. And I watch film. For people that know me well, I'm a huge film buff.
Oh yeah, me too.
Huge.
Me too.
Huge. So when I watch it, I sat there because normally I sit there and I'm like, I can't watch this. I'm done. But in this case, I sat there and I was like, oh shit, she's really doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
And your acting was great, and everyone that also goes into it. Let's go into the characters. How did you even cast these particular characters? Like they're from the ones, because you and I, we did your cast,
the podcast.
I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but we did it together when we sat down and you had Sage interviewing everyone and asking the questions of each cast member. I met them, got to know them a little bit better and an understanding of where they are in their careers. Yeah, some of them are doing very well.
Yes,
and did you know these people from the past, or did you say, okay, I'm gonna search them out and do your own casting directing,
So I did cast, and I did just ask some people that I knew that was interested in, when I do things, some people are like, listen, whatever you do, let me know I'm down. Right. So I have those people in mind, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know that many people that wanted to get in front of the camera. So those others I had to cast. The guy who plays my daughter's father, I know him from like junior high school. And he's actually like a rapper. So this was another medium for him to explore in, artistry. And he did really good.
Yes,
he did really good. I'm like, you should think about doing this. If music don't really work out for you. And a lot of times, you do see the musicians tap into
100%.
acting.
100%. Right? I mean, listen, some videos that they do, you're acting in that video.
Right.
So.
Right. So some people I did know and some I did have to cast. But everyone, even like the girl who plays my daughter, that's my best friend's daughter. Yeah. So she calls me Auntie Megan. So she's, it's my niece. And she did a really good job. She's the youngest actress and she took direction really well. Yeah. Initially, I wanted the child to be younger. And I had asked one of my friends if her daughter would do it. But I was a little nervous because one, she's not a trained actress, and then she has to respond to another man being her father. So I'm not sure if she would have understood how to do that at 4 years old. Yeah.
Sure, oh wow, she's 4. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, she was 4. At the time when I was, getting ready to start, casting for it and shooting. So I asked my other friend, I'm like, you think Ava would be able to do it? She's a little bit more older, she's a little bit more coachable. And she was like, yeah. And I sent the script and she was like super excited. Yeah. And then after everything, she was like, is this going to be on Netflix?
You never know.
I wish.
You never know.
I wish it was that easy. But, the kids, they don't know like the full thing. Yeah. They just think like, oh, my aunt did a movie. It's going to be on TV, So, but yeah, it was a casting process. And some people I did know, and I just asked them like, hey, like, would you want to act or something? Like, yeah, I'll try. Yeah, let's do it. But it's a fun process. But yeah, everyone did an amazing job.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was good.
That is. I'm happy. I'm very proud of how everything turned out.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was very organized, very detailed.
I try.
And a lot of people, and I've been on sets where
I know, right?
It's you know what I'm talking about. You're like, okay, I'm done. I can't go back to doing this. But organization is big for me. And for me, especially when it comes to just set production and stuff like that, it's like I got to make sure everything is right.
People don't realize
it's a lot.
How much goes into it.
It's a lot.
I know, like my cast is probably super annoyed with like my emails, but I'm just an email
all the time
person.
All the time.
I'm an email person. Yeah. Like it needs to be as thorough as 100%. Possible. You should not ask me any questions after this.
100%. If I give you the set list, or if I give you the script, if I give you everything, this is how casting calls, and not just casting calls, but lighting again. That's one big thing. Camera's got to be, because again, you are managing as a director and the producer. What you're doing is you did the casting. You got the photographer, the cinematographer. You've got the lighting.
You got all. Yes,
you did. You did all this yourself, and then you sat there and you had to say, "Here's the direction to do all this. I want this camera here. I would like that here. I would like this there." People don't understand. They just think that people just roll out of bed and just
just wake up.
And then the editing.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
I tell people, I'm like, I hate to have to explain to people like what I have to go through. Right. Because this is the avenue that I chose. This is my lane. This is what I want to do. This is my life's mission. Like this is just everything. So I hate to say, you know how much money y'all spent?
Oh, trust me.
You know how much this thing about to cost me?
Exactly.
If you knew, I think you would be here on time.
Exactly.
I think you would show up ready, as I said. I think you would not even bother me.
100%. People don't know that.
They don't know.
They just think you snap your fingers and it's magic.
And I get cinematographers. Yeah. I get makeup. I had food.
Yeah. About that.
I had food on the longest production day that I had this time around. I had food. I had like wings, pizza, and like soda, like small stuff. And people were like, "Oh, we got food?" And I was like, "Of course."
Yeah, you gotta have food.
You gotta have. It's a set. like I have to feed you guys. 12-hour day.
You're just gonna come here and just do whatever? No.
But I'm glad that they like feel up. Like okay, all right, yeah, I can see this. Even with the premiere that I had last year, everyone was like, "Oh my God." I had open bar, I had food, I had like candy, pop, I had everything, and people are like, "Wow, you did this?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, that's dope.
If it's a Malaia production, you could expect it to be it. Like it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have to admit, we've worked together before, and you are very intricate.
Thank you. I try.
And it's a great thing. And that's why I guess you and I work well together, because I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you.
But I've told you, I've worked on sets before, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. It's nuts. And the way you had everything organized when we came in, and you was like, okay, you're up next, let's go. You're up next, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get out of here. And I really respect and
thank you.
And it's a treat seeing how you work. I want everyone to know that she is a dedicated person, and she knows what she's doing. She really does.
Thank you.
So let's roll on.
Okay.
Here's my favorite part, and I'm gonna get comfortable for this. So you're into film.
Yes.
We talked about it as you was walking upstairs.
Okay.
What is your favorite genre of film? Wait, actually, I think you answered that. Is it action or is it?
Is it
I'm
drama?
gonna let you go into favorite genre, and in that genre, what is your favorite film? If you can,
I might have to say drama.
Okay.
I may have to say drama. Reason why I say drama is because drama takes you through what I say sometimes is an emotional ride.
Yeah.
Right? It might start off happy, then it ends sad, or it might start off sad and then it ends happy.
Yeah.
So if a movie can make me hate someone, if a movie can make me cry, if a movie can make me feel sorry for someone, if a movie can motivate me, inspire me,
Yeah.
that's my kind of movie. And I mostly see that in drama.
Yeah.
Right? You watch a drama, and you have the story arc, and then the protagonist, the all of that, right?
Yeah.
You might fall in love with the villain, right?
Yeah.
You may identify with the villain, huh?
I like villains.
You like villains?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say what I do. It depends on the movie, right? It depends on the movie. Some people deserve it.
100%.
Some people deserve it. But I would definitely say drama.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies that is like my go-to when people ask me is ATL.
But that's actually not a bad movie.
I love
rewatched it,
ATL.
especially when Tip repped that.
Yeah.
Channel.
She deserved
She
it.
deserved it.
She deserved it. ATL
Yeah.
for sure. I remember when I had Netflix back in the day when you had to you can order 3 CDs at one time.
You come to the house.
I had Netflix back in those days.
She was grandfathered in.
I was grandfathered in, and I had 2 best friends, and we were Nunu and the twins.
Oh, yeah.
And we knew that movie from start to finish.
Yeah.
And we just, at that time, we also kind of dressed with, like that, like the hair to the side, the 2 pieces in the front, so. And it was just like a beautiful love story, right? This rich girl dealing with this inner city guy, and she had to, hide who she really was so that he could, understand her more, or so she can feel like, she's more understanding, like he's more understanding of her. And just so many messages. I mean, even down to the friend, I forgot his name, but with the internship with her father, right?
Yeah.
Like the father didn't want to approve of him because he lied about where he was really from. But it also tells you, like, these are the things that we have to do to get ahead sometimes.
100%.
Right? So just so many emotions through that movie. And I love Lauren London, by the way.
Yes, she's dope.
She's an amazing actress. Shout out, yes. I think his birthday was
recently.
Recently,
like 2 days ago.
Yeah. But she's great. I love T.I., right? Like I love to
He's
see.
He's actually a pretty good actor.
He actually is.
Yeah.
He actually is. He was really good in Takers.
Yeah.
He was good in ATL.
He was good in Ant-Man. He was in Ant-Man.
I didn't even see him in Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was in Ant-Man.
He was in Ant-Man?
He was in Ant-Man. Yeah, he was pretty good in that.
Well, see? But that's what I love. Right? I love to see people, take different avenues and, explore other art forms. But that's one of my favorite movies by far.
That's great. That's
ATL.
great. And that's a good answer, man, because it's definitely dramatic. It's like a drama comedy. Coming of age.
Yes,
type
definitely
of film,
coming of age.
And a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people I know have seen the film, but that's not one that they normally would mention. But I'm actually bringing it up. That's dope. It is a good film.
It was a really good
film.
movie.
It's a really good film.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to is that the only genre that you watch, like drama? Do you dive into, let's say, sci-fi or foreign films or anything like that? Like,
no, it would just be that or.
Back to that question.
Okay.
Of any other genres of film, like as I was saying, like foreign films or anything like that. How do you feel about those type of films? Do you only stick to dramatic or comedies or sci-fi or something like that?
I like comedy,
Yeah.
but I'm not like I don't run to it.
I don't blame you.
New comedy coming this summer. I'm not like gotta go see it. I would say action.
Yeah.
I'm weird with military, like
Really?
military action. I like it, but it just makes me sad because it's so like patriotic.
I completely understand.
And it makes you think about the sacrifices that people are making, though not for you individually, but the country in which you live as a whole.
Yeah, and what they go through. Jesus
and like,
Christ.
I'm like, someone is actually signing up to do this?
To do this. Yeah, I say the same thing. There's a few films out there that I would definitely say you could or should watch in the when it comes to military films or something of that nature. But most of them are very sad.
Yeah.
Most of them are really sad. I mean, it's like Hamburger Hill, crazy sad.
I'm not familiar with that one.
You don't want to watch Hamburger Hill, but you do want to watch it. And the reason I'm because I will go off topic when it comes to film because I love film so much. You have Hamburger Hill, you have Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, Forrest Gump is technically military. Yeah, because it was a whole about 35 minutes of him being in Vietnam. How's he pronounce Vietnam? And Bubba talking about his shrimp.
I actually watched Saving Private Ryan in my global history class, and I don't remember it, but I remember we had to watch it.
Yeah.
And then my teacher at the time, he was ex-military, so
of course he
was like, leave no brother behind, and all of that stuff. But
those type of films they're tough to watch because again, as you were saying, you are putting a lot on the line for this country, for yourself, for your family as well, and you may not come back. It's tough for a director or a writer to actually produce or write something of that style.
But I do love the action. Like again, like I said, I want to shoot, I want to fight, I want to, So I love that part of it as well. Netflix, I know sometimes they have like good films. Like I think it's like 333 or triple something. I think it was with Ben Affleck. They were like ex-CIA or something, and they went to like rob this house of all this money, and I feel like it might be triple something.
I know exactly.
Triple Frontier. Yeah, Triple Frontier.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That was really stuff like that. I like as far as action.
That was actually really good. So, I agree with you on that one. I can get down with stuff like that.
Stuff like that I can watch. I would just say drama, action. Foreign films, I'm iffy because I don't like to read the subtitles. I feel like I'm spending too much time reading and not enough time watching.
No, I laugh at that because I hear that all the time. Because I love foreign films.
There's good foreign films.
Oh, it's great. Yes, 100%.
There's great foreign films.
I mean, he's long gone, but it's old Japanese film director and writer, Akira Kawasaki, and he God, man.
Yeah.
He embodied you thought you were in Japan watching his black and white films. And we're talking like the 40s and 50s and 60s, But then there's a show that just came out on FX, Shogun.
Yes.
You would love it, but it has a lot of subtitles. But it is so good.
So my aunt she's into foreign TV in general. Like she's watching like these like Turkish novella, like the soap operas.
Yeah.
They have like 142 episodes, all subtitles. Yeah. And I'm like, girl.
Yeah.
But she's into it. So she's into the African, she's into the Indian, the Turkish, she loves the Chinese.
Yeah.
So I told her, I'm scrolling through, I think it's on Hulu as well. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I think you like this show. It's Asian, it's, or Chinese, Oriental.
Yeah.
No shade to anybody, no disrespect. I think you would like it. You should try it. And she was like, I couldn't really get into it. And then she started watching it again. She's like, it was pretty good. Yeah. So I actually wanted to watch it, but I never got to it.
Shogun it's beautifully done. And for me, in production and film, like I studied film.
You see things differently.
Yeah, so I watch a show or a movie. I watch it first to see how it's shot and how beautiful it is.
Oh.
And then second, I'll watch it to understand the storyline. And then third, I'll just watch it just to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I need to understand what I'm watching first before I can say, okay, I can watch it again. I mean, like the Flowers of the what is it? Flowers of the Something Moon by Scorsese.
With, oh my God, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, that one. That movie's 3 hours. Any Martin Scorsese movie is 3 hours long, but that one in particular, I watched it 4 times. And the reason I watched it 4 times is Flowers of the Killer Moon. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I watched it 4 times is because I really liked it.
It's on my list. I have to watch it as well.
It's long.
I know it. That's probably what is keeping me from watching it is because it's so long.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna make you hate people too.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's one of my
great.
faves. He's one of my faves.
He can do no. I'm a huge Jake Gyllenhaal fan.
Okay.
Love
Jake Gyllenhaal is great.
Love Jake. Watch. Oh, you gotta watch. He did this on Apple.
Truth something.
What is it? I can't remember the
Something
name.
But Innocent.
Yeah. It was a movie that Harrison Ford did, and then he just did the show. Fantastic.
I heard. That's on my list. I have a lot of things on my list.
Like, be prepared. Turn your phone off. Don't let anybody bother you.
Someone said that you can't.
You can't
like distracted.
It's straight. It's fantastic, and it's piercingly like good. Where you're like, oh my god, are you crazy? Are you serious?
I gotta watch it. I've seen that going.
Yeah.
Talks on that with on the socials.
Oh,
it's on my list as well.
It's fantastic. But I completely am 100% agreement with you when it comes to Leo, because
no, I love Leo.
A lot of people thought I was crazy. That I really like the Revenant.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I was gonna say. I remember when I saw that movie, and I said, if they do not give this man an Oscar,
he got beat up by a bear.
Oh my gosh!
Leo, if you see this, you deserved it.
You deserved it. I was like, oh, and he survived.
God, did he survive? With a hole in his chest. Okay, buddy.
Sleeping in, remember he had to like cut the deer thing open and he slept in it to stay warm.
He had to stay warm.
Listen, when I watch, it's like things like that.
100%, and because that's where you see a writer's true form. Because they really go in depth, in detail of, I need you to do this. You know,
right?
And there's some levels to films and artists. Oh, not I should say artists, but actors and actresses. Oh, actors. They're everyone's actor. They really have to get into their character.
Yeah.
Like Joaquin Phoenix when he did the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Like goddamn, like he really got into that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like playing the Joker is like quick side thing. It's like really, it's a deep character to play.
You lose yourself.
Look at what happened to Heath Ledger.
Yeah, that I mean, that if we're talking about favorite films, The Dark Knight is absolutely one of my favorite films.
What?
It would be it's number 2.
Yes. That's also on my list as one of my favorite films. The Dark Knight. I love Batman. Like I'm a Batman. I'm a Batman girl. I'm a Batman girl. Right? Yeah. That is also on my list as one of my favorite movies.
That movie, I can watch that movie 85
over and over again. Yeah.
No matter what I'm doing, I'll just put it on and I can line for line, because I do really not so much for Christian Bale as Batman, but primarily for Heath. He really.
Oh my God, he
really
he
did.
That.
He was fantastic.
He was out.
Convincing. Like and a lot of actors don't get to that level as of yet, and you know when people are like truly convincing, and it's like you really just you get on set and that's just you
just absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
You know who else kills it? Denzel Washington.
100%.
I mean, he's the household name, right? Like he's going down as the GOAT.
It's funny because we were before I came here, I was watching Inside Man. Which is a Spike Lee film, and he was in it. Too. Yeah, and I was like, oh shoot, Denzel really is good in this film. He really is good in this film. But he really, Training Day, I was watching that a couple days ago, and I sat there and I said, oh, wow.
Convincing.
Convincing. That's what I mean. See, you to play a role of someone, no matter whom it is or who it is, you like for him playing Frank Lucas, you know, you really have to know that person to portray them on film, and he really got, like Jamie Foxx being Ray Charles was
oh my God, fantastic.
But then when it comes to him in Training Day, like who are you? Where did this person come from? Your lines, did you just stay in character even when you went home? You would think, you were just that person. Yes, throughout for like the whole shooting for 3 months, however long you're shooting, you stayed that person.
Yeah,
that is amazing. That is amazing.
You want to go home? Huh? When I go to jail, you want to go home?
Oh, wow. That was good. She convincing.
No, yeah. Denzel. He. You know, I'll go see anything that he's in.
Oh, 100%. He really is.
I don't care what it is.
His son is another person that
God,
actually.
he's doing really good.
Yeah, he did phenomenal in Tenet. You know, like we can go into the rabbit hole of film. You know, I know we got a short period of time, but it's good to see. You know, this is what I wanted to see where your mind is when it comes to film, because a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm a filmmaker, but they just don't know anything.
They don't know anything.
You know, you don't understand the you know, the true artistry of being a filmmaker, and just the film itself, and you know, the various writers on that set, and on, you know, just the producers that say, okay, this person is who you need to work with,
right?
You know, and it's so intricate, it's so detailed.
When I watch. Like, I pay attention to those things that you said as well, right? Like the lighting, how it's shot, any obstruction, any, you know, things like that, right? And why did they shoot it this way? Why is the camera this way versus that way? Yep. Why is the camera further away as opposed to a close-up? 100%. Like, just things like that. And like when I watch like TV with people, mostly like, you know, with my boo thing, like I'll be like, that's not real lighting.
Right.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's daytime, but they added lighting to it. He's like, how can you tell? I'm like, I could just tell
easily.
I'm like, it's not really nighttime.
Yeah.
He's like, how do you know?
Yeah.
I could just look at it and tell. Like, it's not. It might have been somewhat dark, but it wasn't as dark as the scene portrays. Right? I'm like, that's a backdrop. Yeah. That's not really the mountains back there. They blurred it, right? But it's not really. It's a backdrop.
Yeah.
How can you tell? I'm just like, you just see it automatically
from a person that, such as yourself, that has that eye that understands. You know. So yes, you know. Some people don't get it, and I mean,
they're like, girl, shut up.
Yeah,
I don't care about that stuff.
And sometimes I can't watch a film with my wife because she gets so pissed off at me. She's just like, I can't do this.
Right.
Like, why? Because she's like, you're just gonna keep talking. She pauses it. You gonna keep talking? Like, you keep talking. Like, you see this? You see this?
Right.
I do that all the time. Yeah. All the time. It's just because I love film. Like, I really just enjoy, you know, just what people create, and a lot of directors from, you know, always talking about Martin Scorsese, you know, to Stanley Kubrick, who is hands down my favorite director of all time, or, you know, Akira Kurosawa. He's long gone, he passed away, but he's a genius. You know, and a lot of people don't understand what these guys, their mindsets and their theories and their ideas are, and that's why I have you here on the show, so that you can break it down how you created such a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. I'm letting y'all know it's actually really good.
My first two short films. I mean, you know, thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, you put it together, you got a full length.
I know. Well, yeah.
You got a full length.
You do. I sure do. And I mean, I'm premiering both of them, so it'll be about like almost like probably like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
a little under.
Full length is about 2 hours, but one way or the other, you still. In our world, you and I, from being beginners in this, it's a full length. It's a full length. So now, when it comes to your writing and your films, what can it bring to someone's lifestyle? Like, when someone comes out and sees that film, and they will, when they leave, what are they going to take from it? How's it going to change their mindset, or what will it do to inspire them or to enhance their lifestyle?
Well, one, I do want people to watch it and be inspired, not necessarily to be a single mother. Right? Please don't, ladies, if you can, you know, do your best, right? There aren't that many good men out here. But just to inspire you to do whatever it is, that you feel your life purpose, that's what it was for me, right? I get inspired by anything. Yeah. Like, I'm not just someone that's like, oh, I can only be inspired if I watch a motivational speech. Or I'm only inspired if I'm watching a movie about a woman who overcame life's hardships. Like, I can be inspired by seeing a beautiful black couple walk down the street. Like, that's just so beautiful. Look at this beautiful couple. They have their baby. They're married. You might see a ring on the finger. That might inspire me to write something about love or about, partnership, companionship. I may be in a pizzeria. You know what I'm saying? And a lady's in there like, where my pizza at? You know what I'm saying? Like, hurry up. And that might make me write something about a woman who is just herself.
Yeah.
Like, she's just unapologetically who she is everywhere she goes. She don't care what I think about her.
Right.
So I want people to, when they watch it, like, Megan, okay, man, you know, Malaia, I see you did that, girl. You know, you did this took it from A to Z, right?
Yeah.
You wrote it, you produced it, you directed in it, and you also starred in it, right? So I want people to see that and understand, like, this was a journey over 2 years, right? Like, I started this in 2020. That was the first.
It's your COVID baby then.
Yeah, that was my COVID baby. You know, I wrote it, and then, you know, we shot it, and then editing, and then the premiere. And then, like, we need a part 2. And then I started the process all over again.
Yeah.
Right? So, I want them to be inspired by just, like, the journey, right?
Yeah.
The process of me actually doing what I want to do, right? As opposed to, again, like, just, like, oh, this is what I want to do, but I'm not doing anything to get to that point, right? It was my coworker, like I said, who was like, why can't you?
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
So now there's no stopping me.
Exactly. And, you know, that is incredibly inspiring, and it's exactly what it brings to people's lifestyle, because it gives people such as that may be coming up, that are stuck, and they don't know how to break into the filmmaking world, or even know how to write a screenplay, you know, or just sit down and converse the way you and I are doing it. You know, the number one thing is they see someone such as yourself, a beautiful black woman. That is number one. You're a beautiful black woman.
Thank you.
And you're doing things that you're supposed to do and not have, yes, there's barriers, but you hurdle over those barriers.
Yeah, you have to.
And that's what other people that are going to see this, they're going to sit down and they're going to say that. They're going to say, you know what? She did it. She got inspired. Someone told her, why not?
Right.
That's all it is. Why not? And then you moved on. And another thing you just have to be able to have horse blinders on. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything that comes from the left or the right, you just don't see it. You just stay focused on your goal.
You have to.
That's number one. Focus on your goal.
And
then you created that goal.
Yeah, listen, it's a lot comes along the way, right? Like, if I sat here and told you the things that I went through, I'd probably start crying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it's a lot. And there were times where I was just like, I'm not even going to do it. Like, I hear people talk about, like, I was going to quit. I was just going to say, forget it. And I have gotten to that point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I don't even want to do this. And it's not, I don't want to act and write or direct, but it's just this process. Like, most people that, I don't say most people, I can't speak for most people, but people that are, I'm an aspiring actress and filmmaker.
Yes.
Right? So I'm willing to take any avenue, which way it goes. I'm willing to be in front of the camera, but I also wouldn't mind being behind the camera.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to create things from my perspective.
100%.
But then I also want to be able to kill it in front of a screen and be believable, right? And be an actress that people are like, oh my gosh, she's great. Like, I love her. Like, she just kills every role that she does, right? Like, I want that for myself. But this process of directing and acting and writing and producing and being your production assistant and being your, you know, media coordinator, your marketing person, like your bookkeeper. Like, I'm just like, even now, premiere is this week.
Yes, it is. Yes.
You know, the week starts on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's on Saturday. And I am overwhelmed.
Wait, did you say the week starts on Sunday?
It does, doesn't it?
It's a running joke. No,
Really?
It's a running joke. It is. Oh my goodness, man! It's a running joke. And I'll tell you about it once it's done. I'm gonna put that out there as a question too.
You know, at work, my work week starts on a Sunday.
See, yeah, exactly. That's what. For us with work weeks, yes, because you have a different schedule than the rest of us, but. Most people would sit back and they're like, no, man.
Starts on Monday?
Yeah, it starts on Monday. Personally, I think it starts on Monday. But people say, no, it starts on Sunday. I had a long, oh my God.
I would love to hear about it
hilarious. It was with my aunt. She looked at me like I was crazy. I said, no, it starts on Monday. She said, how? I said, God rested on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That's 7 days. What did he do, 7 days? He rested on Sunday. Okay, that's all that time.
I mean, listen, you know, different perspectives, but, you know.
I dig what you're saying.
You know, yeah, but like either way, right? Like, it's just, it's coming up this week, right? And I'm overwhelmed, right? Like, I'm I'm over planning.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I under planning? Do I have everything? Did I order everything? Is everything gonna be here on time? You know, hair, makeup. I gotta go pick up this. I gotta go do that. I gotta pay people. It's a lot.
It is.
And I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this.
And it's only you.
I have help.
Okay,
I do have, but I don't have a set or structured team.
Yeah.
Like I have my friends. Shout out to my friends and my loved ones that do help out. I don't want to, discredit them. Like I do get help, but a lot of it is on me because I know what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I don't expect people to also understand. Like one of my friends, she's into like events and event planning, and she's an event coordinator. I don't expect her to know how to come on set and be a production assistant.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Not everyone knows.
And understand the lingo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, can we pan left? Like, what do you mean, can we pan left?
When you tell the cameraman, are you ready to roll? Rolling.
Right,
speed.
rolling speed. Right? They're like, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Right.
What's speed mean?
Like, I'm gonna slow down. Like, I don't want to go fast.
There's a lot of different, terms that people just don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. People might, they just think, action and cut.
Let go.
Right. They, action and cut.
Yes.
But they don't understand the other stuff. So I don't expect her to come in. But then when I'm on set, I start using, the jargon. And people are like, wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah. So when I say this, I mean, like, do this.
You got to get a whole paper on that. Okay, this is the lingo here. This is what I'm saying.
Study this.
Yeah, study this. When you hear me say this, this is what it means. Yeah, exactly.
But so like, I do get the help, but it still is a lot on me.
Yeah.
Even like creating like the content, I'm like at work, my work schedule's hectic.
Yeah.
I have to create. I also know how to shoot and edit, right? So I edit a lot of my own stuff.
That's a whole other topic.
If you don't edit, right, then you have to pay someone to edit. Thankfully, I know how to edit, but I edit my own stuff. I add my own graphics and special effects to it, and then I have to post it on social media with a caption, and I have to remember how to spell things and commas and all kinds. It's just like
it's a lot.
The formatting, making sure the layout. It's a lot, and then that gets hectic, for me. So I did consider like not even doing this. Right. Again, not the acting and directing part, but like putting the event together of putting the film out there. I'm like, I'm gonna just put it on YouTube and just be done with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll have a watch party in my living room. We'll have some champagne and we'll just call it a night. I didn't want to do the whole thing, but I also want to experience that myself. Right? Like I want to put on my own premiere. I want to have a red carpet. I want us to toast. I want us to, talk about the film for people. Because also what I got from the people in my neighborhood was like nobody. Not to shade any of the other people and what their respective business lanes are, but you don't really see a lot of like creatives in like film and like things like that. Like you'll get the girls that do hair and makeup and things like that, but like the media girls, like the content, even the people that do content, it's still a little bit different, right? Because it's
entirely
you have notes, but it's not necessarily that scripted, right? Like this is something that's scripted. You have to. People are like, I'm like, don't look in the camera. And the first thing they do is, what you doing, baby? I'm like, don't look in the camera, right? But they're like, it's right here. How do I not look? I'm like, you just can't look.
Yes.
But they don't understand that, right? And like, I get it because not everyone's, it's not their thing. But no one is really doing like the art that I'm doing, like in my neighborhood, right? So I love that people are like excited to come in and see what I've done because I didn't take a lane that was common to everyone, right? I'm like, I want to be an actress. I'm like, what?
It suits you well. I mean, like I said, when it comes to everything that you want to do, again, that question, why not?
Why not?
And you are 100% of doing that. And I have to say, again, she's killing it. The film is great. The film is really, really good.
Thank you.
But yes, there's nothing to stop you from pursuing your goals and your visions. That is number one. Your vision is number one. And it happens with me as well. I wanted to, real quick, my mother told me not to be a journalist. I wanted to be a journalist.
Really?
Oh, 100% journalist. I wanted to be a photojournalist, and then I did everything else I needed to do, and what I'm doing is, it helped out a lot.
Yeah.
It helped out quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I said I'm going back to school.
Yeah.
And I'm going to learn journalism. I'm going to learn photojournalism. And I'm going to understand filmmaking. And that is where I'm at right now. That is the goal I wanted to reach. And you know, sometimes you don't have the support, but I don't really look for it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be negative, you know, commentary everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. The number one thing that you have to remember is that you as a person is going to accomplish what you want to do.
That's it.
And that's it. No one can come between. Even if your film doesn't make it, you made that film.
You did it. Listen, I have people talk about, I haven't watched a Tubi movie, but I know that a lot of people watch Tubi, especially during the pandemic. Everyone was on Tubi. And you'll hear, look at this Tubi movie. This thing looks so fake, whatever. But then I get people that say, nah, that movie on Tubi is mad good.
Exactly.
That was good.
Exactly.
And I'm like, so why are people complaining? These are people that are putting things together most of the time with their own money.
Own money, own time, own everything.
Right? And they have a vision, right? It may not be the same as a Lionsgate or a Warner Bros. Right? Or Sony, right? But it's their vision, and you know that it's good because the storyline is good. And that's what's important to me, is that the storyline is good, that the storyline is believable. It's not like so far-fetched. It's like, girl, come on now.
Right.
A baby that could shoot a gun? Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
There is one out there.
I'm sure. I'm sure there is, right? But you know, I haven't seen watched a Tubi movie as of yet. But I commend those directors and those filmmakers that put their stuff together and put it on a platform for everyone to watch, right? I don't care if the quality is bad, because I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the things that deterred me from not doing it is because I was psyching myself out, thinking like I had to have the best camera crew. I wanted the quality to be like it was on TV. I wanted it to look so polished and perfect. And I remember that same friend, he was also into film. And he set me up with one of his, production guys. And I remember the first story I wrote, it was pretty long. It was like about, I want to say it was about an hour of an hour and some change of a movie. And when he, went through my script and he saw all the direction and, all the specifics, and he was like, yeah, this could potentially cost you about 40 grand. I said, you have a blessed day.
So he was going to shoot it for 40,000.
I don't want to say he was going to shoot it, but he was like, if you're looking to do this, like in the way you want to do it, right? Like you want everything to be polished and for it to look like it could go straight to TV. It's going to cost you about 40,000.
I mean, I can see, but you didn't pay that.
No, I didn't even do, I said, okay, I'm going to put this on ice. And I just kept writing other stuff, right? But I was like, dang, it costs 40,000 to shoot a 50-minute movie?
Yeah.
In the hood?
Yeah, set location.
Right? Because I'm like, I'm going to...
blocks down. All permits, it's a lot of stuff.
So I was like, okay, let me start off small. But then I was still like, no, I want it to look, I got to get someone that has a good camera. And I got a grant for this movie.
Oh, nice.
I got a grant. Yeah. Shout out to Arts Westchester.
That's dope.
They gave me a grant.
Yes, they are very good.
Shout out to Arts Westchester.
They're really
right.
Good.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah. So I got a grant, and one of the men, you may know him, Jeff. You know Jeff. Sage knows him. He's also a filmmaker. I think his name is. I want to say it's Jeff Watkins or.
That name sounds familiar.
You probably know him by.
But he's from Arts of Westchester?
He is on, I believe he's on the board.
That name sounds familiar.
He's also a filmmaker from Westchester County. I want to say Mount Vernon, if I'm not mistaken. But he knows Sage because when I went to the ceremony, he came up to me and he was just like, the film was really good. The part one, I was like, thank you. And he was honest, and he was like, they kind of was looking to skip it, like to pass on it. And he was like, the film after yours was this, young, white girl.
You can say it.
And he was like, yes, her film the quality was way different from yours. I mean, you could tell that she spent money to put it together. But you also know that she had access to money.
Funds, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he really advocated for me, and he was like, listen, this is this girl, she's trying to do something here, right? And not to say that, you know, we want to pick and choose here, but we got to pick and choose here, right? Like, what are we doing? Are we just saying, hey, here, you know, you did a great thing, take it, or do we see the potential in somebody else? Right? And I was just like, oh my God, it just felt so good to know that there was somebody on that board that was advocating for me.
Number one thing about it, you, again, when it comes to you being a black female, black woman, that is something that a lot of people tend to overlook, unfortunately. Yeah. But again, like you said, to have Jeff to be there to advocate for you and to push, you know, to get this out, that is a sign. Yeah. To tell you to keep going. Keep going, yeah. Without a doubt, don't stop. Don't let anything deter you, but to keep pushing forward. Yeah. Because, I mean, yes, it could have gave that grant to that girl. Yeah. You know? And then you would have been probably disappointed or something like that and said, screw it, I'm done. Yeah. You know, and you would not be in the position you are right now. You don't know. You probably could have pushed through. I mean, listen, I would have to find that money from somewhere. Exactly. Right? But the fact that, you know, they supported you, because I've worked with them before. And I know, like you said, Sage definitely does work with them quite often. But they are looking for aspiring filmmakers and pushing boundaries. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you were doing that. And again, like, why not you? Why not? Why not me? You were doing it. All right, so let's move on. So now, down to the last two questions. Okay. What's next for you? How far is far? Because after this premiere and this is going to be showcased, and you know, it's, like I said, you never know. Someone can see it. All you need is one person to see it. All you need is one person. And then you can probably reshoot, and then you do the big budget. Somebody buy it. Listen, I don't even want to say it. Yeah, you don't got to go too deep into it. No. But I'm just saying, like, if someone got a hold of the material that I have, oh my goodness. That's dope. 50 Cent, where you at? Come talk to me. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah. You make some good stuff. That's good production. It is one of my goals to be his mentee. That's dope. I would love to be a fly on the wall in any room that he's in. Yeah. With, you know, obviously not every room, but you know what I mean. Right? I would love to shadow him and just see how he works. Yeah. See, his book is actually really good too. This is not an ad, but it can be 50. Yeah, dope. Right? I love 50 Cent, and he's a fellow Cancer, right? Hey, there you go. The material that I have so much material. I mean, if I had unlimited resources and money, I dig it. I know for a fact Hollywood wouldn't know what to do with me. Yeah. And I'm not saying that just to be like toot my own horn. Like, no, I got some good stuff. I got stuff that I don't even want to do it on a smaller scale because I want to see it in big production. What if Tyler Perry came knocking on your door? Come see me. What's her name? Ava? Yes, DuVernay. Oh my gosh, Ava. DuVernay, yes, right? DuVernay. Yeah. Ava, Tyler, 50. Yeah. It don't matter. Yeah, that I have to admit, because Tyler Perry Studio is not too far from where we stay in Atlanta, and I've driven through there, and it's a compound. It is beautiful. I told my my boo thing, I was like, everything that he shoots, from the houses to the club scenes to the streets, it's on a studio. It's literally all of it. Yeah. Like, he doesn't need unless he wants to get B-roll, right? Like in the city of Atlanta, right. But he doesn't need to leave the compound. It's over 200 acres. I think it's more than that. It's big. It's huge. It's huge. It's phenomenal. And that's inspiration for me as well. Yeah. Because I'm an aspiring filmmaker as well, even though I'm not a writer. Yeah. Like that, and I have tried and I've studied, screenwriting and stuff, and to see how. But I'm more put me behind the camera because I can see. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But going there and seeing the whole studio, and not everything, because I couldn't see everything.
Everything, right?
It was just, it's insane. Like, he is that, and then his story of how he got there, how he was sleeping in this room or this place for a while, and he didn't know if his plate was going to get picked up or something like that. And then he is where he is, and then 50 from his experience, and just all and Ava. I mean, it took her a long time.
She picked up a camera. She said when she was 35,
just to get to that point. You know what I mean?
And look at what she's done.
Exactly.
Oh man,
and
that's what inspires me. Things like that inspire me.
And that was one of the questions I had. What and who inspires you? And this is it's great. It led right into that because a lot of people just don't. Again, we go back to what we were speaking about earlier. They think it's just like that.
You just wake up and you're just famous.
No, it's not.
You're just rich.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely a race, a marathon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's beautiful because I know you will get to that point, and one of them will be not. Especially with this film. Again, like I said, for everyone, we're not going to go too deep into it. We touched on it earlier, but for her, it is really. It's a dope film. And again, I'm a film buff.
Yeah.
And regardless if it's on YouTube or Tubi or whatever.
Listen, I ain't nothing against Tubi, okay?
It definitely is going to. It's gonna make moves.
That's what I want, right? I believe I'm gonna put it online. And then to go back to the question of like what's next for Malaia B. To be honest. I didn't write in a while, and I think because I just have the premieres coming up, and I'm doing a lot of like online stuff and promoting and organizing and things like that. But I really do want to spend more time with myself, right? And just not deal with a lot of the outside noise.
I dig it. Hey. You may have some inspiration there. You sitting there by yourself chilling, and something may hit, and you just start writing. You never know.
So that's something that I want to do. I also want to go back and take acting classes. I was taking acting classes in Connecticut, and then I stopped. It was just really far. And I wanted to explore like New York City, acting schools, because I know how it is in the city with the Broadway actors and actresses and things like that. So I want to take acting classes, go back to take acting classes, and then shortly after that, as far as the three things, so spend more time with myself, take acting classes, and I do want to do more film projects, but at a smaller scale.
Really?
The 15-minute, it's too much, even if I do it online, right? But that's my plan. My plan is to do, 5-minute to 7-minute short films.
That's dope.
That way I can just put them online.
Yeah, and then they can be accepted into small festivals, because festivals also, for short films and stuff like that, they'll pick you up. They'll fund you. They'll push your film. Even if you win the festival, next thing you know, you're all over the place.
Full length one.
100%. Yeah, that's a really good way of getting more exposure for yourself.
And it's easier, right? Like, this is just too hard. I think like having a cast, it's not big, but it's big for me, right? Like 15 people is a lot to manage, right? Everyone has different schedules. Everyone takes direction differently. Everyone understands things differently. Some people are a little bit more nervous than others, right? Like I kind of want to hone in and work with like a smaller group. No shade to my cast. Love you guys all dearly. But it's just easier for me, and it's easier for production when it's less people. Right?
100%.
So that's what I want to do. Spend more time with myself, take acting classes again, and then just focus more on shorter film projects.
Well, hey, you need a cameraman.
Listen, and I wanted to say too, you also are very great behind the camera.
Thank you.
You come in, and some people, they come in and they look like what's going on. Like you just like
Oh yeah, I see it.
You just
I have a vision.
You just know. He comes in And it's like, I'm not worried about anything. It's plug right here, okay, plug right here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, listen, he
you're
got
not
it.
nothing to worry about.
You know?
Yeah.
And I again,
Thank you.
I have nothing to worry about. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm in good hands.
Yeah,
right? And I've
100%.
obviously worked with you several times. I've on stage, short film. And then
3-4 times.
Oh, yeah, the first one that he did.
The one that was at his crib.
At his crib, yeah.
That was the first time.
That was the first one. And that was really good.
Yeah, and you know what? We started editing that, and then we got to finish that actually because
I keep telling him
that's actually pretty funny.
It was so good.
That's a great script.
I love if I talk about humor or comedy, dry humor. You watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh, 100%.
What?
Larry David. If you ever catch this, Larry, and I don't know if you will, I'm just letting you know. I just want we can just sit down and have a scone.
Right, a scone. One of those mocha chocolate things.
For everyone that watches Curb Your Enthusiasm, hopefully you caught that.
No, we're talking about yeah.
That's my man. Yes.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
But that's how it was written because you probably we're gonna try to get this film out, but you understand when you were laying there and he came back inside and he was like, "Did you get this? Was it the cereal?"
It was something
like that, and the film just ended.
Yeah, it was so good. Sage did an amazing job with that writing.
He's a phenomenal screenwriter.
Oh my God, he's so good.
He is really good. He's very talented, man.
Oh my gosh, I mean. If ever the opportunity presents itself, I'm like, I will always, because I know,
100%.
Even when we did in Brooklyn.
Yeah, we did in Brooklyn was really
that
good.
was really good.
Right behind the camera, the questions were perfect that you had him ask, and all of the cast members answered them very well.
Yeah.
That was a very good set. That was a very, very good set. And then we did the other film. Oh we're talking about the I forgot about that film we did.
His thing in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
His film, I was the AD.
Yes, you were. Yes, so it was 3 times we worked together. But that film
that was good.
So that one we're gonna try to get out soon.
That was good.
That one.
I wish I was in that one too.
Yeah, that was
good.
I wish I could tell y'all about this, but his thought process on that one, that's crazy.
I would love to pick his brain.
We should get him. You and I should interview him.
No, that would be really good.
But that storyline, and because you understand what happened in that one with her and oh my God, what?
Yeah.
But everybody, you sit back like, wait, is this what happened? Really?
Right.
But we're ladies and gentlemen, and everyone that's watching this, and I know Jamal, you're watching this. Yeah. We're gonna get that out there. We got to get that out there. Definitely. But so let's start. Down to the last question because I know you got you're pressed for time and I'm pressed for time. We got to wrap this up. This is an easy one. To all your viewers, tell the world how they can watch the film when you do put it out. The second part's coming out.
Yes,
right?
second part.
So the first part currently is already available.
It's it's available to some people.
To some people. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those like hidden links on YouTube, right?
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
if you know, you know, or if you got it, you got it. One of those things. But it's not super public. If you have the link, you can watch it. But it will be available at the premiere.
Right.
I'm going to show both parts, and after that, I believe I'm going to put it on YouTube.
Okay. Cool. Are they going to be together, or is it going to be part A, part B, part C?
I think I may put them together.
Okay.
I think I may, cut. And
then just transition it all in.
Yeah, to the second part.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Because I like, a dope part B.
Yeah, part B.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Or I can do part 1, see, what traction it picks up.
And then release
release part 2.
I like that.
That might be a good idea.
Because part 1, like I told you, thank you for it. It's dope. Part 2, you did give me a chance to watch it. I haven't.
You didn't watch it?
I'm gonna watch it tonight. I swear to you.
Are you coming on Saturday?
Yes, I'll be there Saturday.
Please come.
Yeah, we'll be there Saturday.
So wait, watch it Saturday.
100%. No, I want to watch it from. I told you how I watch films.
True.
I gotta watch it more than once. You know what I mean? Because I've already watched the part 1. I watched it twice.
Okay.
Because I'm like, yo, this is really dope. Especially the car scene. Like, when you were both sitting in the car, you got in the car, and then he was there, and then just the transition from his perspective and your perspective. I was like, that's actually pretty dope how you did that.
Also, Dante, that was my cinematographer.
Shout out to you, man. Listen, whenever you want to sit down and talk, let's sit down and talk.
Listen, we can arrange some things.
Yeah, 100%. Because I know you shoot with a red. I believe it was a red.
He shoots with a red.
Yeah, that was a dope camera. They were very, very, very good style and very good eye that how he shot that. But all the locations from in the office to the home, you know, everything was just put well and well directed. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So how can everyone reach you? Give them your socials, and then also, you know, once this does premiere, this interview, they'll be able to reach it on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get it out before. Before the premiere this week, but if not, rush. You know,
it's still. I mean, it's still a lot of information for people to learn about me 100%. And you know, understand how my crazy mind works sometimes. But social media on Instagram, it's May with 4 Ys_B. The same for TikTok, which I went viral on TikTok a couple years ago.
Oh, word?
So shout out to me on TikTok. Follow me. Yeah, I got like 40,000 followers on TikTok.
Jesus Christ, I'm not even on TikTok. I don't even understand it.
TikTok is.
Or you kids are gonna laugh at me.
No, but you might like TikTok. I prefer.
Oh, like flipping? I can't do that.
No, I prefer TikTok and Twitter over Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram's getting a little bit too.
Instagram is not that girl for me.
It's a little too saturated.
Yeah,
you know?
But it's May_B on all socials.
On all socials.
Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can find me there.
Yes. Thank you for doing this and coming out.
This was fun.
You know, and you brought the sunshine.
Oh, well, listen, I got caught in the rain on my way here, so I was like, listen.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty rainy out there this morning. But thank you for
having me. This was great.
Yes, 100%. Thank you for doing it because again, out of your busy schedule, and you know, I wanted to catch you before you become a big star. No.
Oh, stop it!
Because she is definitely on the verge, and that's what Str8Talk is about. We are here to talk to anyone that is in any type of industry or any type of genre, field of creativity that has an ingenious lifestyle. And this young lady has an ingenious lifestyle. She is a phenomenal filmmaker.
Thank you.
Look out for the film, Dead B.
2.
Exactly. Coming to you very, very soon.
Very soon, yes.
And thank you, Malaia B, my homie.
Thank you for having
and that B is for the Bronx.
That's a good. I might use that.
You should.
I might use that, and I'll give you credit for that.
100%. That B's for the Bronx. Y'all Bronx people stand up.
I'm a listen. If you know me, I'm B.
She reps the Bronx.
The Bronx.
She definitely reps the Bronx.
Yes, she does. I'm like 3 X's up.
100%. 100%.
Yes,
again, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me. This was great. This is really fun.
And to everyone else, thank you for watching the show. If you did watch the show, and again, this is Str8Talk, Lifestyles of the Almost Famous.